Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we?
Good for an afternoon.
That's good. Morning, Maron. How are ya? Cool. Alrighty, so let's get to it. Had a move already, so drived up like 70 odd pips.
Yeah.
Back off some retail sales coming out at 7 o'clock. GDP forecast for German. Wasn't on Forex Factory, so you can see. Oh no, there was. Sorry, it was yellow folder. Import prices, retail sales. Good old yellow folder, but on other resources, it's a bit more higher impact. But we can see that what's happened is, you know, we've had quite some little move pushing up now. No, I didn't catch any of this, so I was just busy putting the lines together. Yeah, I'm not really that keen on getting them too early. It's not something that usually can be held that well. I find a lot of this move is you're anticipating how it's going to close with less information. When it does work out in your favor, yeah, it's excellent. But then you've still got that sort of risk of what's happening.
How are you, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. I did like that move, but it never swept the Asian low, so it sort of didn't. It looked a little bit precarious for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is way before me. Anyway, this first hour, by the time it was up here, this candle, this one here, pushing up, that was the one that...
yeah, that's your Frankfurt Open candle.
Yeah, exactly. That's the Frankfurt Open. So it already moved so far, so I thought I was just going to make a plan of attack. Let's start. I've got some ideas here already. I'm quite keen for us to take out this high over here.
I don't know, sir. I think
quite keen for it to take out this area to keep pushing up. I really like this blue zone. I finally removed that little. I had a green. You might recall I had a green zone across here. I finally removed that because now price is really starting to chop through it without any hesitation. So that's gone now. So we'll start the weekly and I'll show you what I'm liking. Okay, so zoom right in here. Okay, so I zoomed out a bit. You can see all the way back to like 2021, May. Can you see these wicks? Like wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here. So we know this is a sensitive zone. Really sensitive zone. So with these wick rejections all up here, I'll go to the daily and show you what that looks like as well. And it just makes sense that now that we're in this area, when you've got price doing something like, let me just clean some of this up. When you've got price doing something like this, and we are ranging, and we've kind of got like highs and lows that we can like the look of, a lot of the time there's going to be the better liquidity, there's going to be above these highs or above these lows. So if we're trying to plan trades, like say around like this high or this high, a lot of the time price might give you a clue, or it might be pushing up the next one, giving you a clue, and you think you're in a good position and it sweeps you. So these can be, you might have a term for like weak high or strong high, but really it's just consolidation. From a liquidity point of view, what's nicer is sort of using higher time. We know higher time frames are more reliable for price action. Like if you see like, we know the lower time frames make up the higher time frames, but we know the higher time frames can be a higher quality signal where liquidity is lying. So we've seen price sort of push down quite rapidly in the last bunch of weeks, the last 5-6 weeks, and we're approaching areas that hadn't been retested for like 7 months since March this year. Down in this wick here was March. now so much time has gone by that these levels, you know, there's quite a lot of liquidity sitting in here because there had to have been a lot of liquidity to push price up for so long. And now as we come back down to these areas, these are going to be like little bumps in the road and areas we can find reactions from. The way that Friday closed last week and then Monday yesterday started coming back in on itself, we don't really have, because this Friday candle swept a lot of this liquidity, Monday as we were coming back on itself, you can't have the same higher time frame zones that you're looking at because it's all like recent time frames, recent price action that's been taken. So now you're just looking for, like, it can be a little bit less obvious what we're looking for. But you know, now that if we can get back up a little bit higher on this daily candle, we're going to have this really high, like, you know, this area here has proved very problematic in the past 2 years. You thought every 0.25% are good levels to look. Oh, every quarter. Probably, yeah. Okay, so let's go to the daily. And then, last day of the month as well. This monthly candle's coming to a close. So let's actually quick look at that while we're up these high time frames. So monthly candle, I can't see it like changing much than this. It's going to close like a bearish monthly candle. But it is the last day of the month as well, so be very careful with this one. We're going to get a new monthly key level, which will be cool. It's kind of in a zone that we haven't got many monthly key levels. So that's at least nice, because you can see like we've got heaps of thick black lines, which these are all the monthly closes, but we haven't really got anything inside of this section. So we probably will have one there now, which is nice. Okay, looking at the daily, I'm keeping an eye on price action because I want to try to predict what this 30-minute candle is going to close like. Daily, here we go. So you can see again, just if I cast your eyes, get you to focus on the blue bit, you can see how I've got plenty of rejections along here. So that's where I'm thinking, kind of thinking that's a safe area to look for a reaction. Oops, what have I moved? What was that? Something from January. Better leave that there untouched. I don't know. I'm gonna break something. But yeah, don't you reckon that, like, if we're gonna just say, where's a high quality area for a reaction, if we can get price action to react at a zone, it's this one. This is looking really quality. So, because we're close to it, I'm kind of leaning towards just sticking to that. So what would that look like then? It would look like this blue bit. I'll go to the 30-minute and then we'll go back up again. You see that we're in a range. You can see we've been ranging for a lot of the time in this area. And now we're starting to get like some weak highs, strong highs, little fake outs above and below. Okay. We've been in the zone now since, like, we've been out of it, but we've been operating inside of it a lot for this last, like, late October. This is a double top over here yesterday, where London session, like, it's pretty, like, when I closed the stream yesterday, just said, you know, that was the price action you got for the rest of that London session till New York kicked in. So I'm glad I avoided that. If price can sweep this high, and then like attack this high, I've got a lovely no wick candle inside of here before we had that gap down. Price will then have pushed up from this Asian low to that area, like 130 pips. So that's a beautiful range as well, having gone that far. We don't often get London sessions bigger than this blue little box that I just drew. You can see them all, you know. How often do we get a range bigger than that before we have some sort of reaction? So if we can just pop up there, I'd love to see price action to push back down. Love to see that, especially if we leave these lows without taking the Asian low. And if I zoom right in over here, just to add to this, we had the London session, Asian sort of close, kick off, very minimal wick. So there's all the chance in the world we can sweep this low. We just need to see price pushing up and up and up, create this trend line liquidity, give us price action that we like at the area we like, and then look to sweep it all. The trolls are here early. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Alrighty, so let's go. Def goes for liquidity up there, equal lows, etc. Yeah. Okay. Daily. What do we got? 6 hours. Going to look at something for you guys. So, oh no, 8 hours. That's 8 hours. So I'm just keeping an eye on this 8 hour candle as well. Okay, so this one here was a little doji high, doji low. Okay. So right now you can see like we are inside of this range. Hey Rob. So I'm not really keen to take any sort of reversals from this high yet, unless the trump card for seeing something at this high would be how this 30-minute candle pre-London is going to close. But we've still got like another 17 minutes on that one. 6 hours just ranging, 4 hours just in this range. So it really has nothing to do inside of this area. Any trades inside of here, you can be chopped up pretty quickly. Anything that looks beautiful, you're inside the range. You gotta understand that. Okay, 3 hour. We've taken the Asian high. Okay, we've still got that Asian low. Haven't swept that. New York session. We ended up just getting stuck at this little range. 2 hours. Gosh, man, these guys are demanding today. Just telling me what to do and telling me I don't know how to trade. I think someone's going to go in the timeout corner. Oh yeah, ignore them. They're on the different. They're on a different stream. Okay, so 2 hours got a little doji. We've got the double top that's up here. Okay, so we want to see this liquidity swept because this is not really a resistance just yet. We almost got a resistance formed here in London. I'll show you. Let's go to the 1 hour. We've got Asian session starting with the doji low. So all this liquidity want to be swept, and I really just want to trade off the higher quality areas. Okay, so 45 minutes. This is when we're starting to see a little bit more detail into this range from London high. So we've got a rejection wick, lower highs, little doji, liquidity candle, bigger liquidity candle, sweeping that high, pretty much exactly the same height. So it's like a double top now, not really like a resistance formed. Okay. Then we've got, so this area looks like it's going to be swept, doesn't it? And this would be a normal natural high. I think people could, if they see reversal patterns around here, might execute on them, but we might see a sweep first. So that's what I've got. That's what's led to the formation of these ideas. We've got, I got a 30-minute. Okay. We've got a little gap. We've got no wick candle. So we've got little bits of imbalances starting to form. We have this whole area. This is what you're talking about, wasn't it, Maron? The you're going for the order block, or are you looking for this one, lower one? Okay. Alright, then we've got, other than that, there's not a whole lot to see. Like I'm hesitant to really read into any of these things, these areas, because we are in the range. We've got like a little tiny resistance created over here. Okay, little rejection wick, another rejection wick, followed by price push down, then we can close the above. Then, so that has created like a little resistance, but again, you're in the middle of a range right here. So I really want to see how this 30-minute candle is going to form. So this is the first 15 minutes, and now we're waiting to see how this 15-minute candle is going to form. If we can actually get a bearish 30-minute candle, say this 30-minute candle in the last, in the next, like say 6, 7, 8 minutes, starts really pushing down and closing something like this, then I do think we could get wick up and then retrace a lot of this move to take this Asian low. If that's the case, then you've got clean candles here, and I do think that's possible for a sell, for a quick sell, pushing down, because you've got enough range. You've got like 50 pips to the downside. Ideally, if we get that clean move and don't execute on that move, what I'm looking for is price to react from either this little gray area, or we've got the gap from the weekly that was still left. Like this would be a clean candle pushing up, and we do have like negative numbers coming out of Germany from Q3 and also retail sales. So that would lead to the ECB to not be thinking too, like the already Christine Lagarde's coming out and she's been a bit dovish as well. So that could be leading to rates being held, and whilst we've sold off so much with these rates being held for, I think next week's meeting, as price pushes down into these low areas, this is like where war escalation fears and safe haven flows drove price down. So as those orders unwind, and at such a low price point that we've been quite low already for some time, we've got plenty of liquidity left above. So I can see us getting reactions from this zone to unwind and give us like a daily bullish close, and then the next month, continuing bad data, we've got a wick to fill on the monthly and weekly charts. So because we're on a range, it's not entirely like it's messy inside of here, but these are my areas, and that's the reasonings. So looking for like, see if we can get clean moves down, potentially pushing up from here, clean move up to this lovely area. Just look for a short-term reaction. Okay, maybe back down from this area, back down to the Asian high. If we're clearing this whole area, we do have some clean candles up here. If we can break through this wick, taking like the second break, back up, trading up to this next green zone. Okie dokie. How's that sound, guys? You guys have other ideas?
It's fun through a couple of mine already, mate.
What was that?
You've spun through a few of my ideas already, so.
Yeah. So what I want to see is we've got prices pushed up on the 30-minute. We've created a little resistance, come down, create a little support. We've got a rejection wick, little tiny gap in price as well, retesting this wick. If we can get something closing below this support, then I think there's a very good chance this 30 minutes going to close bearish. Then the opening volume from London likely will push down. So then we could even maybe get like a 30 pip scalp. We've got no wick, no wick, no wick. So all of this area looks like a clean move, hey? Like if we can be breaking into this area, I can really see this just being clean candles and ripping down. So the first breakout idea would be, I'm waiting to see how this one's forming. I just need a little bit more data to see if this support's holding, or we're just creating a higher low. If creating a higher low, I'm not going to execute on any buys because there's too much New York high, London high, than this zone. I'd rather just wait for it to be trading off that zone, and if that's the case. Here we've only got 15 pips space, and then above that you got like another 15 pips, then you got another 15 pips, and yeah, I just don't want to trade into that. It's not my Could work, but it's not my idea today. All right, you guys give the stream a little bit of like, that'd be nice as well. While we've got a chance, we've got 8 minutes before they're open. Would appreciate that. Done. Thanks, Al. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, not working for you, Simon. I wonder why. Do you think it's your computer, or think it's it just doesn't like Zoom? Or is it because you got the other computer works, doesn't it? Hey Tim, how are you, mate? You don't think it's my end? Or is it my end? Let me know. Others we'll try to sort it out after the stream. Thanks, Deb. Thanks, Ivan, Peter, George. Thanks very much. You might have to grab your little tablet. Oh yeah. I mean, Zoom's a bit of a hog as well, anyway. So sometimes it is helpful having Zoom on a different screen, a different computer. Hey Nick fans, how are ya? Alright, let's go all chart view. Looking like this 30-minute is going to close bearish. So I think there's a good chance that we're going to come down here. Nice close in the 3. 5 minutes, still got another minute to close to see if we can actually close below this little support.
Beautiful clean traffic on the 30 and the 15.
Yeah, indeed. And if this hour is showing like if this hour can actually flip and turn to like a rejection candle, you'd be looking to trade down. It's just little by little, the lower time frames unwinding that. Okay. See if we can just hold under this area. Five-minute close, nice. The last 5 minutes before London. Nice clean candle over here to the left. Creating the resistance now, up here as well.
You don't mind, love.
We've got this imbalance candle just here in the 3s. Together, these two candles would be a liquidity candle together, combining that. To retest this wick on the open breaking the second break, I think you can see that down move. Hey Jordan from Florida, how are you, mate? Okay, so that's what I'm kind of looking for, the way that this 30-minute candle is closing. Looking to see retrace a lot of this move. Don't really want to do a cowboy entry off of that. I think that would be a high risk, but high reward, so it's up to you. But the way that this is closing, if it could like sort of break the little low a little bit, wick up, and then as it's starting to break that low again, anticipation would be anticipating this is going to happen. Confirmation, wait for it to close underneath and then look for the down. Somewhere in between anticipation and confirmation, as it's wicking up, sort of hesitating, flipping bearish, seeing sellers step in, you could try get in somewhere between this 14,740s, 14,750 area to minimize your risk, maximize your reward. But that's the kind of idea I'm planning for that one. That makes sense? Given how this 30 minutes closing, given the clean candles on the way up. But this first trade would be you got to secure. You got to secure. If you get, don't let it. If you're more than 1-to-1 up, don't let it become a losing trade because it is choppy in this first bit of the London Open. Okay, 2 minutes. So if we can go and hold that second break back down, that second break could be worth it. Oh, you're good, Simon. There you are, mate. How are you?
Does daylight saving started yet over there?
Yeah, Sunday.
Okay. Ah, right, okay.
Then next week is the US. So the US session will get a little bit later for you.
Oh, that's all right. Starting at 6:30 now is actually really good for me.
That's good. Yeah, that's what I was hoping, that it would get a little bit easier time-wise for most people. For some people, it's definitely backwards. It's not as easy. Okay, here we go. 45. Be nice if it closes below this area. If it's closing back above it, it kind of sucks. I find indices cleaner than pairs. It's more of a predictable time and volume enters the market. Currencies can be a little bit more, little less predictable. Okay, so taking the no wick. Little push if it can flip. Okay, give this a go now. See if we can drive down. .30-minute hasn't taken the low of the 30-minute candle yet. As soon as you can break that low, you can see that continuation. So second break is the best one. It's already taken the low, broke the low, little tiny pullback, taking that low a second time, closing underneath it, like on the lower time frames, underneath this low. Then we can see that, see some of these clean candles be revisited. There we go. volume. Let's drop. Need one of these lower time frames to close under this little zone. Then you should be good. Good for that continuation down. Targeting somewhere inside of like these areas. More it hesitates, though, creating the support. If it keeps on creating support, then it's just not finding that selling continuation. Okay, looks like the 3 minutes going to close nice. Right, there we are. Beautiful. Cool.
Open candle.
Yeah. So I've got to be a little bit careful in the 1 minutes. This area is structure. We can't deny that there is structure on the way up. Okay. So we're pushing into this little zone. So hopefully we can just break through it. But you should be up around, depending on where you got in, you should be up at least like 15 pips. There we are, nice one. Alright, so we're gonna secure a little bit here so that I can keep my stop loss above this wick, and it's completely risk free. Let's see if we can just drive down. Awesome. Cool. All right. Where's that guy that said I can't trade? Where is he? There you are. 731 is TP. So you took TP, have you, Meron? Where's 705? Down over here. Oh, there's that little gap. Took partial. Yeah, good idea. Awesome. Who's in this trade?
Really?
You're in, Glenn. Nice one.
I'm in.
I closed one of them at the euro low.
Okay.
At the Frankfurt low, I should say.
Ivan's in, Jim's in,
Yeah, I'm in.
David's in, Annie's in. Beautiful, guys. Awesome. See how this candle told you the truth? This 30-minute candle. The little wick up, breaking the low. Took a little bit to break it. Closed underneath. As soon as we got that closure, this candle closed. Nice little move down. Samir, 2 trades. Awesome. Marion, got it. Fantastic, guys. Put a W in the chat if you're in it. Tim, you're in it as well. Nice one.
Yeah, I'm in. I was talking to the screen.
Ah, good.
It switched off.
Sarah's in, Todd's in. Awesome.
And it didn't answer you. Rude.
Yeah, it didn't answer me.
How was your journey back? Did you you sort that trains?
Yeah, I just jumped on an earlier one.
Oh yeah, good one. Cool. Alrighty. Well, that was a nice simple one, huh? Oh, Tom, you just got it. Oh, you just got 40% for the month, Rob. Gosh. Yeah, you went
Wow.
hard on the
Yeah,
way
Bob's
back.
been smashing it.
Up 20%, down when your wife was looking for handbags. Then it was like all the I fucked up. Oh, sorry, I messed up, guys. I messed up. I lost all my profits. Now you're 40% again. Awesome. Good job.
Right, lock over the top, mate. It's all good.
Yeah. Pure price action. Yeah, this is just price action in a range. Yeah, he said he won't be trading. I know. That's what I always hear. I'm done, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. And one more sneaky trade. All right. Cool. All right. Well, there's the trade. So, don't let this become a losing trade, guys. This was fairly clean. We are at that area on the 5. Was it the 5? No, it wasn't the 5 minute. Where was that area inside of here that there was a little resistance inside of the Asian? Oh, on the... No, not the 30. Oh, on the 15. Let me show you. This rejection wick and this rejection wick. So this area here, this is what we want to close underneath. If we can close underneath it, then we can go down to this little gap in price. But if this just turns around from here, you've got a 30 pip drop from London session, and this was very bullish. This was very bullish going up. So this could just be forming a higher low, but the candle told you that the second half of the 30 minute of the open Frankfurt candle, knowing volume's going to come in at 8 o'clock for London open. Usually, not always, but usually we follow that candle initially. But we are in a range, so don't forget we are in a range, and we've got much better, higher quality zones above the range and below the range. So what we're going to do is I think we can wait as well, see if we can plan some more trades after this one. Yeah. All right. So trading up, guys. Appreciate your viewership as well. If you guys if you want to find, obviously can see my channel. We'll do more of this. We'll do all the longer streams. Just got to search on YouTube for Haydos FX. But that was your trade that I'll give you guys for today. All right. And I'm going to continue on my channel, my guys, for longer. So trading up, people. I'll catch you later.
Hayden, can you show me where the entry was on that? Where'd you enter?
Entered on, let me go to the 5. So when it rejected this wick, I'll go to the 1 minute. 1 minute to show a little bit more detail. I was only looking at the 3 minute. I wasn't looking at anything lower. But how I said, like, I wanted the candle to wick up to this area. That was the imbalance candle. And then as it was pushing up, looking at that way that the candle's forming, it wasn't that real explosive movement. So it pushed up and then it was doing this. So then as it was flipping, that's when I said, when it was flipping, I said, I'll give it a go. So my actual entry, because I'm doing it on that prop account, and the entry is not the best in terms of slippage. Entered actually about here. But I was waiting to see how it was going to react at this high, and then just seeing it slow down. I didn't want it to push up, break that high, come down. What I don't want to see is it break that high, come down quickly, and then just start hesitating and start building up into that wick again. I like to see it push up and then start doing this and then starting to break it slow, because then it's got clean candle, creating that resistance, breaking that little support. You can imagine if this was a seconds chart, would get that same kind of price action we look for. But what I was watching, I was waiting to see the imbalance taken, and then watching this wick as it was forming to see if this imbalance was going to hold, And if we start flipping bearish, we flipped bearish, we came back up, went up again, timer entered, the entry got put in precisely here, and then we closed, and then we got that continuation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That was.
I'm using the.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I'm using the 1 minute, so it's a bit more.
Okay, you can see this one, like no wick candle, little doji, swept the doji high, and it started flipping bearish, and that was a good sign.
Yep.
1 minute, there starts getting a lot more detail, and sometimes the details, sometimes the candles are moving too quickly. Deb, just sat here, watched it go down. What are you thinking? Going to get a winning trade this week if it kills? Stay positive. Yeah, sometimes it's just watching and watching and watching. You know, and then just like everyone sort of progresses at. Because I know you had kind of like, I'm not gonna say entry anxiety, but given your experiences that you had before, and like still coming to this new side, like I know that perfectionist attitude is also almost too scared to take a trade in the case if it's a loss, rather than just seeing that there's potential. Oh, I got stopped out. The runner got stopped. Yeah, you just gotta. You'll get used to the way it's moving soon. All right.
I was going to take it one trade every day this week and then sort of back test, but it's just not happening yet.
What I would recommend is like on your back test as well, go through and just have a look at like, you know, just go through and study the 30-minute candle, like this 7:30 a.m. UK time candle. Study that one, because a lot of the time that first trade in the first 20 minutes, we can get like quite often 20 to 30 pips is following that candle, or if it doesn't follow that candle, there are times that just the London opens and it completely just does everything opposite. But most of the time that it does do something opposite would be when price is being bullish up to a zone, and you're thinking, oh, you know, that's the candle Hayden says to look for, follow that this candle, but you're at a zone already, or a zone is like right in front of it. And what will often happen is London Open might like take the high, or not even take the high, just go straight down. And that's because what happened is likely, let's say it works, let's say the continuation follows that candle, let's say like 60-70% of the time. 20% of the time that it doesn't follow that candle is because you're already out of zone. And then another 10% of the time it doesn't follow that candle is when London has some reason it just does something completely opposite. But the 20% of the time that doesn't follow that candle, you might have missed the zone. But when you're back testing, just go and study this candle, I would say initially, because that'll give you something you know you're looking for at a specific time each day. But you know, like, I don't like often to take these really early breakout trades. I do myself like to just sit back a little bit, watch price for an hour or so, wait for the initial volatility to close out, and then take a move that's quite well planned at a zone. I do like those reversal trades. But I know my timing. I just don't know how, like, until the baby starts crying and that just gets a little bit of pressure off my shoulders to get that initial, you know, 0.5%, and then I can just be a bit more patient for the rest of the session, or and also I've seen like the breakouts have been coming pretty nicely, like that initial volume's been pretty nice for the last like 2 weeks. So that's why I've been a bit more aggressive for that initial 20 minutes. But there's a little starting point for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey Hannah, hey Bella, Uella. Let's get rid of this. So funny, man. Like before on that, sometimes like it's dependent on. I know people watching my on my actual YouTube. There's not many comments, but they're all like nice. I think it's because I know most of the people that are watching. Most, not all. And then you go on other people's streams before you even start doing analysis. It's like, oh, you don't know how to do this. That's ICT's way better. You should go check out this person. It just comes immediately. Crazy, man. People just love to hate on things. I think that's love to see their results. Love to see their results. So much time focused on other people and not on themselves. Cool. Well, that level held, unfortunately. You guys managed to secure, because it has come back up towards like the entry area. The problem with trading inside of a range. Yeah, I know that mindset. Anyway, that's their problem, not ours, is it?
Jackie.
Problem inside of this range is that even when you do see clean candles like that, you've got so many potential levels in here like this, where it's resistance, support, breaks above resistance. So you think like, you think you've got clean candles all the way up, and you think this can fill this whole area, but in a range, you don't, unfortunately. So it's like, you got to secure, take like 20, 30 pips. Oh, Jackie, 2 from 2. Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah, so equal highs right here. This is looking very attractive. Doesn't mean I want to trade up to that level though. But I'd love to see price action sweeping that into this grey area, which is part of that daily, weekly rejection zone. And I really like this candle. I really like that imbalanced candle. So kind of a similar thing, like you can imagine on a much longer perspective that if this was the range and we've got that 30-minute no wick candle, just like I said, you combine these two candles. This is something like actually I was pointing out. Combine these, because I was looking at this candle, but you combine the liquidity grab with that candle, that is a liquidity candle in itself. Now, if we look at like say the 3 minutes and how today, okay, this liquidity grab and then this candle, we got that initial push up and then we got a reaction from there. So if we can see it on a bigger scale on the 30-minute, doing the same thing from up here, then we can plan this reaction. Waiting for reaction at that level, see what M15 does, then take a short. Yeah, up here, yeah, definitely. Definitely I'll be looking at shorts up here. I'll put on all chart view and then I'll I think I'll go grab myself an early coffee. Let this initial little bit settle down a bit. Let's check if there's any headlines coming through. Bloody Bank of Japan, hey again. Talk the talk, didn't walk the walk.
Come to expect that.
Oh yeah. Anytime you see like real sharp, clean candles, you can counter that one pretty easily. So French news. Prelim CPI coming out. No, wait, it's not even. Oh, I haven't refreshed my chart. My bad. Yeah, all those negative numbers coming out of like the two biggest economies, France and Germany, in the Eurozone. All these negative numbers, ECB, they've got to hold. They can't hike. Because you think if like these two biggest guys are struggling with their retail and all that, what do you think about other smaller countries in the Eurozone? So the big news is for this is the Eurozone CPI. So that'll be like the real leading indicator of what ECB does. And I know that like negative numbers would mean less demand, but also there was a disconnect with the stock market and reality. So if the ECB is holding interest rates, I can see us pushing down, but I can see like short-term tailwinds from them saying that they're going to hold or potentially increase the odds of a rate cut coming sooner. Lots in the afternoon news. Yeah, a lot of US news. Yeah, lots and lots and lots. Okay, Wednesday. Tomorrow's the big one. Tomorrow's going to be pretty crappy conditions, I think. Not for London Open. I think London Open will be just fine. New York session with this funds rate could be pretty crappy trading conditions. Thursday we've got the pound. That's going to be an interesting London session. And then Friday we've got NFP. Oh, you like the music, George? Yeah, I was getting sick of that other one. Felt a bit too elevator cafe-esque, didn't it? I was worried this one was a little bit too energetic. Kind of want somewhere in the middle.
I think it's almost a bit Halloween-esque.
A bit spooky, huh? Alright, so we're just consolidating around here. I'm going to make this chance to grab a coffee. Anyone want anything?
Yeah, I'll have a coffee, please.
Alright, I'll send it your way. Okay.
Cold brew. Thanks, mate.
Cold brew. Alright. I better go check on the daughter as well, see if she's asleep. Give mummy a break. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
It's a bit early for coffee for her, isn't it?
For her? We can't give her coffee.
Yeah, we need a
She doesn't
reversal.
sleep
so
at
we
all.
should be going on coffee.
Where's my text? Coffee break.
Nice double top.
Like a 1980s cop show.
I would have said it's almost. Have you seen the new animated thing on Netflix that's very cyberpunk?
Yeah, I can imagine
It's almost
that.
got the same soundtrack as that.
Nice, got the synths going.
Yeah.
Waiting for Arnold Schwarzenegger to walk across the screen.
Full Terminator outfit.
Yeah. The Haydonator. Okay. The coffee reversal.
Yeah. Double top, nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to run back to his computer.
Anyone in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I actually had a sell entry right where the top of those two wicks were, and it just happened to be right in the right spot.
It just tapped in, did it?
Yeah.
Nice. I've managed most of it, but yeah. I had a little orange box that I put on from the Asian high in the 15. Was it 5 or 15? He had a nice little resistance form in the Asian session that I had it set up on the 5 minute. Just the way Hayden draws his boxes. And we swept that and we just retested the top of it just then.
So there's, I'm looking at the 5 minute chart. And I've got a all of the bodies of those 3 candles where those wicks are on my 5 minute chart literally all stop on the 200 EMA.
Oh, yeah, my price feed's slightly different, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Mine's slightly higher, so my 200 EMAs with the body closes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that support held really nicely, didn't it?
Yeah. And that's where I took my the profit on that sell.
Yeah, good news. Yeah, so I was looking on the 1 minute just at that structure to the left. 5 minute, it's basically that wick from the bearish doji looking thing. Oh. Look at hell, bullish now, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, is it going through?
Yeah, it's taking a few attempts and might want to push through now, eh? That 30's very strong bullish.
Alrighty, what did we miss?
We
Anything?
had a nice little back a few of us caught.
You what?
There was a pullback on the 5 minute, that previous 5 minute candle, but the majority of us took the profits at that.
Oh, you traded this candle?
Yep.
Oh, good work, good work. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Well, you went for a coffee, so we all just pressed sell.
Yeah, that's the signal, isn't it? Alrighty, so let's move that. See what's going to happen up here. You see this, if I replay this a little bit. You see, like at this stage, the 30-minute candles were very bullish, and it looked kind of scary to be trading against that. But we know, like, we know that if you've got we know the next one holds a lot of information, the second half of the Frankfurt Open, and then the London Open will have that continuation, a little bit of either a little bit or a lot of the continuation of the this 30-minute candle. We just need to know what this 30-minute candle, which is yet to be formed, is going to close, and then where the move can go from. So what we're looking for to get in early, what you're looking for is supports to be made and broken, resistance to be created, and supports to be broken. So what's that going to look like? 5 minutes, that's a resistance candle. What you want to see now is, once you've got a resistance candle, is you want to see a resistance formed, you want to see a support broken. So if price now pushes up, now we're creating that little support. So if a little support can be broken and the resistance held like this, like so, now you've got the actual movement is looking like this. So it's creating that lower highs, lower lows. Support's been broken, support was closed. Now there's a very good chance unless this next one is going to be a fake out, like if this next candle does indeed just go and push bullish and, like, say closes up here, then maybe this is a fake out and this is just a consolidation candle. But if it can actually hold, if this one can hold here, okay, and this one it actually went down, made a lower high, lower low, we can say this wasn't a fake out now. The 30-minute candle by this stage has closed as a resistance candle, and you can sort of see like how it unfolds on these lower time frames. You don't really get that proper confirmation, unfortunately, on this 30-minute candle until the last 5 minutes. Sometimes you get it in the first like 15 minutes. Sometimes you can use an even lower time frame to identify when it's closing sooner. But you've already got, like, at this stage, even on the 3 minutes, you've got 6 minutes left before this 30-minute candle closes. Now you've got a fairly good idea this 30-minute candle is going to close bearish. Now we know that the next candle often will have a top wick. We know there's most of the time there's continuation to the downside to somewhere, and we know that likely there's going to be a top wick. So where's that top wick going to go to? If we look over to the left, where are the zones that make sense where the top wick can go to? We know that no wick candles, this was a sudden sell order, institutional sell, for them to move the market like that, because we can't move that price like that. So there's probably going to be leftover sell orders here, and price that's a perfect retest area. Beautiful. And 1 minute HC, yeah, and it was you're saying this one here, Ivan? This one, and then this one, saying waiting for confirmation would be if this is your resistance candle and this is the retest of that resistance candle. Together, this officially forms a resistance. And when you have a resistance formed, oh, okay, you're looking at that one there. When you have a resistance formed, usually a support breaks. Where's your support? Closest support was here. When you have resistance at the top, a support breaks. So the support got broken. Does it go down, breaks like 2, 3, 4 supports? It depends on the volume that got picked up, but you can say like a high probability is resistance formed, pre-London with volume, support should break. Is support going to break with enough pips? Yeah, usually it does on this pair. The one that you selected, Ivan, nothing wrong with it. Only thing that I do prefer is when the wick retests the body. We do know that like this one is correct, but we know that we often get higher quality ones retests the body. The body wick. Sorry, the wick. The wick area, not the body. The top of the body. But yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're seeing. I mean, it's not. That's just a preference. I prefer it to do it. Doesn't mean you need to strictly say always go with that, because the 1 minutes can be a little bit of a lower quality time frame as well. Yeah, the wick's where the because you can see like this on the wick area is the buy to sell. So where that buy was initially executed is where you kind of want it to be retested, because then they can close the buys for, you know, minimal, like break even, and then just hold those sells to keep on going down to where the next liquidity point is, because we know we're just trading liquidity to liquidity. We're not really trading trends so much. We're trading liquidity point to liquidity point. Now it looks like it wants to break out. Yeah. I was really, would have been really surprised to have seen just a lovely continuation in this range. So that's why I was like, make sure you're securing, because the first trade you take between like 8 to, let's say 8.20, 8.30, we know we're usually good for 20 to 30 pips. It's less probable for that move to be like a 100 pip banger. Most of the time we get that whipsaw, it's like 20, 30 pips, and even if you do that clean move, often then it comes back and gives you the retest. And then it kind of sucks if you're holding a trade without securing anything. It comes all the way back to your entry. Now you're hoping it goes down again. Whereas you might as well just, this is a really, you can have your whole career just based on trading this initial move, just taking 20 to 30 pips. It's that frequent. But trying to hold all these, like, it sort of sucks when you get out of the trade and just keeps on going. But more often than not, you're probably better off, your bank account's probably better off just banking 20, 30 pips for this initial move than trying to hold out, getting break even, 70 pip move, break even, loss, break even, 50 pip move, break even, when you could probably go 20 pips, 30 pips, 30 pips, 20 pips, break even, loss, 20 pips, 30 pips, 30 pips, 30 pips. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, what about people that didn't understand the move? Did anyone not understand it? Or wasn't sure? I would definitely not be looking for sells until we're at that zone now. Definitely not looking for sells until here. You just came back. You weren't sure, Beata, about the first trade? Okay. Check go back and watch it again. Did you catch the start of the stream? A little bit. Okay, definitely go back and watch it. The start, when I'm doing the analysis and breaking down what I'm looking for initially. I think that will describe it pretty well. Yeah. So let's see now. Has anyone taken these longs? I didn't.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not on them.
You know, when I was looking at it, it's set up beautifully on the 1 minute and the 5, but I just didn't take it.
Yeah, I think this one here, closing above all of this area. Now we've got that top side to at least like the double top. That's like a 30 pip move. Yeah, it does look great now. Little resistance. Finally breaking like these resistances. This candle closing with 30 pips to the upside. No bottom wicks though.
I jumped in where that candle closed bullish.
This one here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice one. Yeah, that would have been the confirmation. And then nice. So saying like you have at least like once you can't. I don't think what I was saying at the start was if price had moved up all the way from down here and then closed above here, I don't think you can take that trade to hope you get that continuation, because you need that pullback. But now that we've had that pullback and we've created a resistance, and now we're closing above resistance, like you want to like, this is now your support. You want to enter your trades as close to support as possible, or as close to resistance as possible. As in, like, if you're looking for sells, you want to be entering trades as close to resistance as possible. If you're trading and we don't have this pullback, if you don't have this pullback and say price is now going and pushing up above this zone, where's your support? Like, they haven't really created that resistance or support. It's just been a clean move up. So I find then trying to get that last little push, the moves are already started way down here.
Yeah, we are.
But waiting for this to happen. Now you've actually got more data. You've had the pullback. You've got resistance. We know that if we close above it, then there's generally looking for more liquidity. Where's the liquidity? Well, it's not going to be this high. It's not going to be this high. It's not going to be this high. That's way too easy. Way too easy for people to think these are your swing highs. Put stop loss here, stop loss here, stop loss here. We know that most likely the session highs and lows is where you want to be focusing on. Well, there's your first session high, New York high. Then you've got your London high. So if we're closing above this resistance, and this is at least your New York high, then you've got 15 pips, 15, or that's nearly 20 easy pips. Clean traffic. It's clean traffic right here. I didn't take that. I think everyone knows my philosophy. I'm happy to take one trade, one high quality trade, or one trade I know that chances are I'm going to get this one. Don't get it every time, but one trade's enough. I think once we're pushing up into here, if we can do that in like one 30-minute, an hour candle or something like that, then I'd say the one candle has taken so much liquidity. If we start to see like the same thing that we saw here, resistance is created, support's breaking, then we can see that push back down to like these no wick candles, or the Asian low, or even the New York high. Sorry, Asian high or New York high. At least that way it's still like 40 to 80 pips of downside if we can get a nice reaction from up here. trend line. I just want to put price. Go for another small entry, GAN extension, okay. I'm not going for that, I was just reading the comment. It's gonna switch over to all chart view, so we not lose perspective here. That one didn't happen. We didn't get that continuation. I really feel like this is the destination. So I'm hoping that we can get a pullback, because now we've created a high for the day. Hopefully we can get a pullback, create a base, and then go the probability of retesting that high, or even at least a partial retest. 8 times out of 10, once you make a high, you retest that high. So I think this is the ideal area. I don't want to, like, hopefully for Tom, it just keeps him flying. But I hope that I get a pullback, base, retest the high to continue going with that trending structure. Take into consideration range now as well. We know that a typical range for London is going to be somewhere between 80 to 120 pips, normal range. So we've already moved, we've only moved like 72. So we've still got, like, if we can push up into this area, even to the top of this blue zone, that's going to be that 120 pip range. I'd really like to see it move up there, but I hope for me it goes up in waves. Yeah, no, I think it could work. I remember when I first was trading, one of the guys was always just saying, like, look for the 62% pullback and go for the 161% extension when I used to trade fibs. And once it was, no, sorry, go for the 127% extension, but take the 60 something pullback. It worked out to be 1-to-1. But once you got like nice trending between like 8 and 10 a.m. London time, you'd often get like that kind of cyclicity. It's not for me anymore. I watch price action in zones, but it pretty attractive way of trading. Like, makes it really simple. Okay, I'll let it try pull back some. The other option is like let this little breather candle come in, and then once price starts, like, have like a little resistance, and then something closes above that resistance for like maybe not the start of the hour, but once you start getting, I'm hoping that the new hour candle is going to give us that pullback. But then once we have the base of that new hour candle in, and we've got a 5-minute candle closing bullish, almost every 5-minute candle you can look to buy the open if it's trending, because it should be just pushing, like, you know, like yesterday's not a great example because we ranged a lot, but when you get like trending candles, okay, so like say like here, like this is it's not the best example, but because of the time difference from last week, but like buying each 5-minute candle, if you've got a clear target in mind. You're drawing the liquidity style, HCS2, starting to gain the confidence, switch between style, depending on the price action, extensions, breaker structure was what I was missing often. Yeah, yeah. Nice one. Yeah, I always think you should stick to one thing till you really get a good grasp of it. But once you've, like, you should be able to flick between a couple of little styles, because there's not one perfect style for every market, that's for sure, as we've seen. So having a couple of little styles that you can go back to is, you know, really good for your like little tool belt, but you need to have proficiency in one before you start tackling another one. Just gonna grab some cereal for Sarah, so I'll be back. She's hungry. I'm gonna wait for the hour candle to open, and then we'll see what this one does.
Whoa. Good.
Cool. Sarah, are you watching the US 30?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I am, as always.
I've only just flicked it on now. That's disappointing. Nice price action.
Moves nice in the morning.
Mm.
Okay, sorry about that. Remember very early on when I joined this group, I spotted the extension trade but talked myself out of it only to watch it go 30 to 1. Holy. But those 30 to 1 trades, there's no way you can hold it to 30 to 1 without like supreme confidence. Like it without scaling out. Or yeah, or that's the thing, or not watching. You can't watch it, yeah. Alright, so 30 minutes. Look at such a nice looking candle now. You'd expect maximum pullback to sort of be like this black line.
Found a way if I forget my glasses, it doesn't matter. I'm streaming you on my TV, which is 85 inches.
When we moved into this place, we bought like, well, we had a small TV before,
Yeah.
and then we got we thought let's go get a big TV, and like we're looking at our room size, and we went 65 inch.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I brought it in the house, I really had doubts. I thought, I kind of think we made a big mistake going such like even 65 inch.
Yeah.
Thinking like such a huge difference from, I think we had 32 inch before.
Yeah.
So just looking at it, I was like, I felt like I needed to like sit in another room to watch it. Otherwise I thought my eyes would go square. It's like amazing how quickly you get used to it. Now I'm looking at it thinking, I don't know how I could ever watched TV, like it was so small, like where we sat, that my partner couldn't read, like, because we have subtitles on, because she's Portuguese, and watching it, we couldn't even see the subtitles on the small TV.
Mm-hmm.
But 85 inch, you'd feel like you're in the cinema.
Yeah. Well, I've got used to it now.
Yeah, you get used to it so quickly. You think, oh, it's not that big.
No. It's when you go into somebody else's house and you go, oh, that's a small TV.
Alright, we've got news coming in. We've got the French news.
Okay.
Negative 0. Italian coming 0.
This flat, was it?
Yeah.
Now we need to be careful that we don't get up into this zone and we just fall into this period. I think there'll be one good move, but it very easily could range. What's happening to your screen? Let's have a look. You mean the scale? If you double click over here on the scale line, like double click, it should snap everything back into position. Looks like the scale is just off.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted it to get to here, but I wanted it to do that for us. Kind of just drifted up, didn't it? we've got a little bit of an imbalance left. It gapped underneath this 3-minute doji as well. Kind of feel uncomfortable trading up into this zone now. I was happy to trade up to it if we can pull back earlier, because I was comfortable going up to that area, but the way that it's drifted up, I'm kind of thinking those longs again are a little more dangerous now. Unless we can do a pullback in the first like half of this hour candle and then creating that support, then breaking that resistance, and then I think we can do that quick fill and then trade up into that zone to finish the job. But the way the volume is, we're gonna have to wait here, sit here, wait, or it's just gonna go up with the volume. What about headlines? Now we've got an hour into the open. Nothing new. So Eurozone's the one now. One more hour. We've got the Eurozone news. Stopped out 1-to-1. Perfect. Oh, you mean you got 1-to-1? You closed out, or you got stopped out on your runner? Your profit. You move stop loss up into profit. And it pulled back on you. Cool. Good little continuation trade. I kind of wish I was better at taking those. Once we got the trend established, getting into the move for like the late entries. But I know that's not my strength. See if we can take that imbalance and then close back above it again. He took the trade on M5, had a small win, didn't want to wait until it gets to the zone. Yeah, sometimes the zone, like taking profit just before the zone is not a bad idea. Be careful on the sells, like, because price often got to get that kind of rounding top before it gives that better move. You can get like a cowboy move for like 20 pips, but just prepare yourself that often it will come back a couple of times. So it's nice that we're taking this no wick like that. Now, on this hour, maximum pullback, I think, would be this line. So if I can see some price action for for longs from here, then I might look to retest this high. But it's got to be not going to take one touch. It's got to be like a support created, rejection wick from the downside, back up, retest the wick, and then start pushing up. Potentially, yeah. That's why I want to see like a higher manipulation, Ivan. If I can see signs that manipulating again. Oh yeah, I mean it's in the zone. It's in the zone, isn't it? Because we want to see signs of reverse, because this was heavy liquidity inside this area for above this London high, yesterday's London high.
Did anyone catch that drop?
I caught some of it, not all of it.
I didn't.
I was in a little bit of drawdown.
I was
My
in the
interest was
buy.
picking up.
It didn't give me the retest.
Yeah. That was my zone every day of the week, but I was already in drawdown on a position, so I didn't touch it.
Oh, Beata got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Joe got it
I
as well.
really feel like pineapples on the last day of the month.
Too many pineapples.
Yeah. It's a comfy chair, but it's not that comfy.
You sound like a little bit crook, mate.
No, I'm just right, mate.
Sounded croaky. Look to you, time to be in between zones. It's very close to this zone. It wasn't the perfect touch for me, so I wasn't really entertaining it. Yeah, that's what I think it can come back to at least. If we can get that support without touching it in one go. Okay, Al.
Got the fake move down. Go up now.
I just hope it just doesn't do like these kind of V shapes. These V shapes for me, they're hard for me to grab.
I took the buy there at the bottom.
Makes sense. That was like maximum pullback. Closing underneath here, then we go lower. What's that?
It didn't quite get the 50% pullback, but got close.
From London
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, from London low to London high, it got to within, oh god, I don't know how many pips, it was very close.
Yeah, it's very close. You can see there's the middle line right there.
Yeah.
So 1.9. Okay, Deb. Yeah, it's good. Like I'm not gonna last much longer. I think it's critical that you take breaks in the charts. We're only capable of so many good decisions in one go before we get decision fatigue.
Yeah, I've been up since 5. I could do with a break in a minute.
Trading since 5, or you're walking the dog?
No. Meditation and my different bits. Yeah.
Ah, you prick. It's gonna push up. Oh.
Yes, I'm gonna go make my coffee then.
Why couldn't they give us a... oh. Damn. I was kind of like, I was kind of hoping for this little thing. Like that. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna call it myself. So, I'm still gonna hold out for this zone for reversals from the blue zone. That's definitely on the cards. Absolutely. I really like to see some sort of reversal from like that'd be like a typical London range. Love to see that. I'm gonna end the YouTube stream and then Zoom people just hold on a little bit. Okay, so thanks guys. Catch you later.